Hello and welcome to Reggie's Recess, where you get real talk about real relationships. Of course, I am your host, C. Reggie Rogers, #1 relationship coach, where I give you dating from an expanded conscious perspective. I am a renowned relationship coach, author, radio host, television host, you name it, I try to do it, podcast host. I try to provide something for everyone in the realm of relationships. So we've got an exciting guest today. We've got an exciting show today. And this month we have started an awesome topic. The topic that we have been talking about this month. Oh, are you ready for it? I don't know. Are you ready for it? We've been talking about bringing sexy back. Start attracting what you want. And so the word sexy has been used for so many different purposes. To be sexy used to be a bad thing. And if you were sexy, you couldn't also be smart, you couldn't be accomplished, you couldn't be kind. But there are a number of women who have a complicated relationship with this word sexy. Why do they have this relationship with this word sexy? Sexy is not an item of clothing or a label that puts you in a box. Sexy is a badge of honor to describe a powerful, powerful, powerful energy that you have within you. And I've got a great guest today that exudes sexiness. She brings sexiness. And so we're going to start this topic today, this month called Bringing Sexy Back, Start Attracting What You Want. And there she is. That's my guest for today, Shelly Fiscina. So when we come back, we're going to talk with her. We're going to share with her. And we're going to pull from her all the things in regards to sexy. We'll be right back after this commercial.
Hi, I'm Ernest L. Thomas from the Waldens, and you need to download the Win Network app now, or else it's gonna be tragic. Tragic!
So if you do not have the Win Network, do yourself a favor, download the Win Network. I come on the Win Network Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And as Raj said, I don't know if you guys remember the talk show, What's Happening from the 70s, actually, early 80s, late 70s. That was Roger from the show What's Happening. He said, if you do not have the Win Network, it's going to be tragic. So make sure you get the Win Network, okay? You can get the Win Network by going to www.wynnetwork.com. That's the Win Network, just like it is right there, the Win Network. Like the Win Hotels in Las Vegas, it's the Win Network. So make sure you download that so you can say, I don't get enough. Reggie, I need more. I want to see more of Reggie's Recess. Well, you got to download the network. So guess what? My guest today is this beautiful lady in red, the lady in red. Her name is Shelly Fiscina. Shelly is an RN and CEO of SXI Labs. SXI Labs is a supplemental company. She has a master's degree in nursing education with a specialization in nutrition and supplementation. Shelly has had a very successful career in the medical field. She splits her time between the beautiful coast of California and the island of Oahu in Hawaii. Her success is backed by science and experience with helping people reach a level of optimum wellness. Shelly, what's up?
Reggie, hi. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm so excited to be here. What an honor.
So I just need to know before we start, did I do your intro justice? Did I do?
Oh my goodness. Perfect. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
How are you feeling today?
I'm great. I'm good. It's a beautiful day here. I'm in LA today, this week. And yeah, it's great. I feel awesome. Life is good. How are you?
I must add, since we're talking about sexy, you are epitomizing the word sexy right now. You're working it. You're working it. And this month we've been talking about bringing sexy back. Start attracting what you want. I'm going to ask you, we're going to start this by asking you, what does sexy mean to you?
Woo, sexy. As you discussed, talking about sexy, the word sexy, you know, in history, it's been kind of reviewed by a lot of people as being a negative connotation or a negative word. But in my mind, my idea of sexy, what it means to me is a positive mindset, a positive life. It's, having that ability to have sexiness in your heart and in your soul. It's not, like you say, it's not the clothes that you wear. It's what's within you. It's your innate being. So I really want to help women to try to like change the connotation of the word sexy, because we can go around and you can see beautiful people, but sexy is someone that has that aura about them. They walk into a room and you just know, you want to get to know them. There's something about them that just is so intriguing and draws you to them. And so, whether it's the way that they take care of their body, the way that they, carry themselves, their confidence level, that's what sexy really means to me.
I love it. There was so much that you packaged in that. The one word that I'm going to extrapolate though is the word draw, because I do believe that sexy has a drawing power. There's something about sexy when someone is sexy that it just draws the other people to them because of the sexiness. There was a time as we opened up the show, we opened up by saying that, if you were sexy, you couldn't be smart, you couldn't be accomplished. And God forbid if you had a kind spirit and you were sexy. But I think that with the modern day woman, it shows you right now are a prime example. You can be smart, you can be accomplished. It still remains to be seen. It still remains to be seen if you're kind, but you can
Oh, come
be,
on.
you can be smart, you can be accomplished, you can be kind, and yet you still can be sexy. And without having that negative connotation, as you've also said. But one of the other things is what I said, you said so much, and it was such a huge package with that. You said it comes from within. I feel like, Shelly, sexy is an energy.
It is. Absolutely. It's an energy. And it's not something that everybody has, and it's not something that you can attain right away in life. I think some women or men can be sexy in their 20s and their 30s. And sometimes it takes a while. It takes that life experience to give you the confidence to be sexy. But like you said, it's having, a kind heart. It's having the intelligence. It's having talents and skills and wisdom and all of that. But to be able to have that and still hold your values, but have that aura, have that appeal to others, it's huge. So I think that's something that, I would really like to see in a lot more people these days, because, the negative connotation of sexy, it's like, well, she's dumb and she's blonde. She doesn't have a brain. You know,
Yeah,
when I'm in the
yeah.
hospital, so I work my full-time position, I'm a neonatal ICU nurse, and I walk in and immediately I'm stereotyped. Like, okay, well, she doesn't know what she's doing. Um, I've dealt with that a lot in my life, and I want to help change that climate of people and, just the thought process. You can be sexy and you can still be intelligent. So I think it's starting to shift, which is really great. But a part of it is, being a nurse and helping to support other nurses and other women in powerful positions. So that's where I'd like to get started with that. And I think it's changing.
So let me just share. We just got something from a chat in our comment section. She said, "A sexy nurse, own it, girl."
Oh, yes, yes, love it, love it. That's great. That's great. You
So,
know how many times I'll get that, oh, you're a nurse. I've never had a nurse look like you. I want to, I want to be your patient.
own it, girl. Hey,
Okay.
Shelly, I'm starting to feel a little ill right now. So here's my question. Here's my question. My question is, you mentioned something. I want to know, can a man be sexy, or really is sexy more so geared towards a woman, because you put men and women in that in that combination. Do women look at men and say he's sexy, or do women look at men and say he's handsome, or he's attractive? Because I think that most men look at women and they either say she's beautiful, she's sexy, she's fine. But do women look at men and say we're sexy?
Absolutely, absolutely, Reggie. It definitely can be used both ways, both genders. With women looking at men, we're looking for something else. I mean, men are very visual beings, but
Yes, we
women,
are.
we want the whole package. And so, to me, an alpha male that's successful, that's confident, secure. That's the key word, secure. Is sexy. To me, that's sexy. If he's intelligent, if he has the whole package, he's sexy to me. He can be handsome, just like anybody can be handsome, but if you have it all, oh yeah, you're sexy.
And I think that's very important. Now, you just said something very powerful, because sexy is in the eye of the beholder, like beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So for some, sexy could be a kind spirit. For some, sexy could be the way a woman walks. For some, sexy could be the way she talks, the way she carries herself. But at the end of the day, it still is a powerful energy that you have that comes from within. And however you choose to use that energy that comes from within, it can be a friend or it could be a foe. And I feel that when you use it as a friend, that's when it becomes more attractive, as opposed to using it as a foe. Because I know a lot of people who can be very pretty, but they have a very ugly inside. So to me, that makes them pretty ugly. So the same thing can be with sexy. There's a lot of people who know that they're sexy, but this confidence that you talked about is not really confidence, it's cockiness.
Right.
And so then it becomes conceited. So now you're dealing with somebody who's cocky and conceited. And so that is a very bad mixture. I would much rather, as you said, for them to be confident as opposed to being cocky and conceited. What do you think about that?
Absolutely. Well, I'm in LA. There are a lot of really attractive men and women, and there are a lot of very successful men and women, but it is the confidence level that makes them sexy. If they are cocky, forget it. It doesn't matter. Like you said, they can be really attractive on the outside, but on the inside, if they're ugly, I'm moving on. There's no way. I mean, my friends and I, we're intelligent women, we're successful women. We're not going to take a chance on that. We're not going to go down that road just because they look good. It's not, there's so much more to it.
Love it. I love it. I love when there's depth. And so depth to me represents content. And content to me represents there's some sustenance that creates some sustainability. And so when you have some sustenance, it creates the sustainability. That means you can last.
Yes.
It's something that will last and stand through the test of time, because you have more than just a look. There's something that you have that comes from within that sustains. I have a question for you. Justin Timberlake released a song called "I'm Bringing Sexy Back."
It's a good song. Yes.
I loved it. Listen, I'm bringing sexy back because these other guys don't know how to act, Shelly. I'm just saying. But do you believe that sexy is something you can bring back, or does it ever leave?
Definitely sexy. If you have lost your sexy, you can always bring it back. Always. Always. There's a lot of things that we go through in life, whether we have a toxic relationship, we have trauma, we have a health issue. You can always go back to that person that had the sexy within them. So you can always bring sexy back, because sexy people are strong people. They are winners. And I hate to use that, but sexy people are strong and you're victorious. And so you can always bring sexy back.
So now, are you actually okay? So we're going to get into the metaphysical piece of this, because now, are you actually bringing it back, or is it just laying dormant and you're just retapping into what was already there, but it never left? You just maybe got away from it, but it's always been there. So
It's all
are you? Is it something that you have to go back and refine, or is it something that you just have to get reacquainted with to realize it's never left? It's there.
I think it's both. It's both, Reggie. When you go through trauma, when you have something that's negative in your life, you forget who you are. You forget that person that actually attracted you to that person that ended up being toxic. You were sexy. You were sexy at one point, and it just kind of, like you said, it got away from you, and you've let other things take over. And so you bring that back through positive relationships, through healthy, a healthy lifestyle, working out, exercising, doing, the healthy diet, surrounding yourself with positive people and positive things, you can bring that person back. So you're right, it probably never really leaves. It's just been, pushed down so much because you've dealt with so much. So
It's laying dormant, and it's just there. There's something I want to say here. It's important, and those of you that are listening to that are watching us on Facebook Live, we certainly appreciate you. Some of you will hear us tonight on 87.9 Heat FM, and others will watch us on YouTube, and then others will see us on the Win Network. But there's something I think is very important here, because the basis of all relationships is self. Now I want you to let that sink in, because the basis of all relationships is self. In fact, the only person that you will ever have control over in any relationship is yourself. So, what's important is, she said, positive, be around positive relationships, positive people. But you have to have positive reinforcement with yourself first. So when you get positive reinforcement with yourself, and you can speak to yourself, and you have a great relationship with yourself, that's why I said self is the basis of our relationships. When you have a great relationship with you, you become sexy to yourself. Once you become sexy to yourself, then you probably will become sexy to others. But even if no one ever thinks you're sexy, as long as you think you are, that's really all that matters. Because what is in here is what comes from you, because it begins from up here. So you speak life to yourself, and then you start to grow yourself with positive affirmations, positive reinforcements. And the way that you speak to you, once you become accustomed to that, then you become very, very, what I say, you tune in and zone in on how others speak to you. And if others don't speak to you the way you speak to yourself, then when the energy is wrong, the conversation won't be long.
absolutely.
What do you think about that, Shelly?
I completely agree. Yes, absolutely. It does. It starts from within. And, sometimes we get lost in these relationships where we lose that part of ourselves. But when we get it back, I mean, it's back and it's strong. And, we're able to put that energy out, and other people are attracted to that positive energy, So it's really something that you have to work on day to day. You have to work on being disciplined within your own mindset so that you can live that amazing life, and you can have that, everyday moment of being happy and not needing another person to make you happy. So, I mean, we were talking about in the beginning, like, what does sexy look like to me? Um, Me in my life, I mean, me being alone, laying on the beach in Hawaii, I feel sexy. I'm sexy to myself, and I don't need anybody else to make me happy. I'm
Yes.
good. That's a great
Yes.
place to be, where you don't need that external validation for your life. You have the self love. So that only brings so much more to a relationship.
Man, I agree with you 100%. So then let me ask you this. Why should someone want to be sexy?
Why not? Why not? Why not? I mean, if you can have positiveness in your life, positive relationships, both personal, professional, you can have success, you can live that life that just makes you happy and others happy. And why wouldn't you want that? Maximize your potential in life. So I don't see why people wouldn't want that. I mean, you're going to have challenges, you're going to have issues. You need to, just like anything, you want to lose weight, you have to be disciplined. You want
Yes.
to have good relationships, you have to have healthy boundaries. You have to stick to what you say. You can't let your guard down, and you can't just, okay, well, it's fine, and compromise where it's going to hurt you and hurt your innate ability to be happy. So,
So
yes.
it sounds to me like, Shelly, then a great place to start, if someone is watching this and saying, "Wow, I want to achieve that, and I want to feel good about myself, and I want to feel sexy to myself." So it sounds to me like a great place to start that we would give somebody advice is, let's unclutter the clutter. or
Yes.
let's get rid of the what will we want to get rid of the things, the weights that may be weighing you down. We want to get rid of some of the hindrances that may be hindering you. And so let's unclutter the clutter. Would you say that would be a good place to start?
That's a great place to start, Reggie. I mean, we have so many different things. We're all so busy. There's a lot of things that go on in our lives. Everybody has daily stress. But there's always those certain things that are weighing on your mind that keep you from being that person that you want to be. And so my suggestion is always to start checking things off your list and taking care of the small things first. It may be as simple as organizing your home, getting through those things. Those things are keeping you up at night. It could be going through your friend list. This is something that we don't always think about doing, but are those friends providing positive impacts to your life? Are they giving you something back? Are you always the giver? Are they always the taker? You know what I mean? So I've eliminated a lot of people in my life over the last couple of years, and a huge weight has been lifted from my shoulders.
Yeah.
So I'm just so much happier, and my circle has gotten smaller, but my stress has gotten a lot lighter.
Yeah.
The other thing is refocusing on your health. Well, let's talk about health. That's something that, without a healthy body and a healthy mind, what do you have? How are you supposed to feel sexy if your body is not healthy? That's the key thing right there. So, just starting small and just looking at the aspects in your life that you can change, and then, slowly turning your life over into a more positive aura that attracts people and attracts the right person for you.
Then how would a person know if they're sexy then? Now we've uncluttered the clutter. We've loosened up our load a lot, or lightened our load a lot, and the hindrances that may have been hindering us. So now we're starting to get on track, as you said, by becoming a lot more disciplined. And so now, how does a person know that they are sexy?
Your relationships are positive. Your
Yeah.
body, your mind, your spirit is happy. You are feeling it. Every day is a positive adventure, positive experience. You just know. Things start happening to you that you couldn't ever imagine. I started a supplement company 6 months ago. I didn't even imagine that could happen. But, I took care of the toxicity and got rid of that. And I started looking at what I really wanted in my life. And so things started happening and moving me forward. And wow, I mean, it shows, it's evident. And the people that I'm surrounded and the people that are coming into my life, I never would have imagined. So you start to see it, you feel it, and my confidence level is through the roof. I mean, there's something they say about, when springtime comes around, springtime, I mean, I'm hearing from people that I haven't heard from in a long time, that I don't necessarily want to hear from. But I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Like the universe has turned, and
Yeah.
wow, I'm overwhelmed. So you'll know, people will know.
I think once we design in our mind and we become determined, we get on a particular path. That path takes us beyond us, and then it allows us to start meeting people that we otherwise would not have met had we not been on that path. So I think the first thing is to just trust the process, know
Yes.
that there is a process, but trust the process. And then secondly, trust that the universe has your back and that the universe is a master choreographer. But you have to be at peace with you. So the thing that I thought that I wanted to pull from you, and you did say it, but I'm going to take it a different name when I said, how does a person know if they're sexy? Is you have to own it. And you've been saying that the whole time, but but you have to own it. Once you own it, that's the confidence you're talking about. And when you can own that and you walk in that confidence, then it begins to shift things. A paradigm takes place. A shift just happens, and you're just a part of it. Change becomes what they say. Change will happen with you, without you, around you, but change will definitely happen. Well, you become the person that you feel like it's happening with you.
Yes. Yes.
And now you can see it happening around you. So because you feel that the shift is taking place. I have another question for you then,
Sure.
Shelly. Feeling sexy is not necessarily about sex. We talked about how feeling sexy for some can create a negative connotation, but feeling sexy is not necessarily about sex. What do you say about that, and how do you respond to that?
Feeling sexy is not about sex. It is just like we talked about that confidence level. It is having the ability to take on the world. That's what it is. So you can talk about sex and you can be sexy, but when you have that sexy in you, you you don't need the sexiness. You know what I'm trying to say? You
I'm vibing with you, Shelly. I'm here. I'm vibing. You are saying it. I'm vibing with you.
you can have it, you can take it or leave it, but it's within yourself. And that's what it's all about, you know? So you attract the positive people and it just makes you feel
So we have a chat that said that confidence is sexy.
very sexy. Absolutely.
Con-
I love
there's nothing more now to me. I'm going to give you a male's perspective. There's nothing more sexier than me. It doesn't necessarily mean how she dresses, because she could dress very she could dress very conservative if that she chooses to, but it's how she carries her conservativeness
it.
and how she walks with being conservative. It's because when you look up the word sexy, it says sexy has an aura,
Yes.
but the aura brings a level of excitement and, to one, adventure. So sexy can go in so many directions. What's sexy to me is I like how she walks. What's sexy to me is, oh, I love how she talks. What's sexy to me is I just love her idiosyncrasies, because I love a woman's idiosyncrasies. I love a woman who, can talk with her hands, and she has those sexy idiosyncrasies and all of that. But two, I love a confident woman, a woman who is very confident in her skin. She knows who she is. She knows what she wants, and she's not afraid to go after it. And you know what else is sexy to me, Shelly? Some people don't like this, but you know what else is sexy to me?
What's that?
I like a woman who is somewhat aggressive. Now, when I mean aggressive, I mean passive aggressive. I mean not so aggressive where she emasculates a man, but aggressive enough to know how to compliment that man.
Love that. I love that. Yes, I agree. Well, we shouldn't be afraid to communicate with each other. You know, if there's something that I like about you, you're going to know. I'm going to tell you. And that's the risk that a sexy woman will take, right? Because we're confident. So we can put it out there and we know, if it's not received well, then okay, well, that's how I feel. But that's what we do. We take those chances and take those risks.
That was a powerful nugget. A sexy woman is not afraid to take a risk. Powerful nugget. And a sexy woman is not afraid to take a risk and take that chance. And even if it doesn't end up the way you thought it was, it takes nothing away from you. You bounce right back. That's what a sexy woman does. That was a good point, Shelly. We're going to take a commercial break. We're going to take a sponsor break here. We'll be right back, Shelly, after this.
SXI Labs was developed from the passion of our registered nurse and fitness nutrition expert. Backed by professional education, master's degree in nursing science and personal training for medically challenged patients. Our success is backed by science and experience with helping people reach a level of optimal wellness. From protein powder to immunity complex vitamins to much, much more, including collagen. SXILabs.com.
SXILabs.com. That is awesome. So I want to ask you, so that's your product.
Mhm.
And here's this woman who said she knew nothing about the supplement world, but yet you decided to take a risk, as you just said before we went to break. You decided to take a risk and to see what your rewards would be. I love it. I think that's extremely sexy. So how does your product impact women and make them feel good about themselves so that they feel sexy?
Well, so SXI Labs has a lot of different products. I focused really on the whole, I guess, the whole body. I focused on muscle building. I focused on anti-aging. So I have collagen. Women, we're all about, trying to like look good, right? And so like, getting over the age issue, collagen really helps with that. Collagen is huge. It's everywhere now. So then I ended up, which is really interesting, I ended up getting COVID back in December. And I thought, okay, well, now that I'm developing all of these, so I had a pre-workout, I have branched chain aminos, which is muscle building. I came up with this product that has all of the immunity complex vitamins in it in one. Because I had COVID, I was taking about 15 different bottles and supplements of different things, and A and C and zinc and magnesium, you name it. So I decided to come up with something that was all in one. So that's one of the products that I have. So that's for everybody. It's for men, women, you name it. So I just wanted to bring out, because I'm a nurse, I have a certification in nutrition and supplements. I wanted to bring that out to not only women, but men. We all want to be sexy. We all want to look good. I spend a lot of my time in the gym. I am a personal trainer as well. And I spend a lot of time at a very popular gym in LA. And a lot of my friends are bodybuilders. They're professional bodybuilders. They're fitness competitors. So, I mean, they are disciplined. Talk about discipline. So bringing that to those type of people, and then also to nurses, and trying to bring nurses the health that they need. Nurses don't necessarily take good care of themselves. So I wanted it to be open to everybody. And so I have a wide variety of products available for a lot of people and their health. And so to me, that's providing the sexiness.
I love it. You guys go support at sxilabs.com. Again, those of you that are watching us by Facebook Live today, we certainly appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to share with us on Reggie's Recess, where you get real talk about real relationships, and I give you dating from an expanded conscious male's perspective. And those of you that will be listening to us tonight on 87.9 Heat FM Charlotte, I certainly appreciate you tuning in every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Certainly appreciate you, my audience there in Charlotte as well. Then there will be some of you that will watch us on YouTube. Thank you. And the others that will catch us on the Win Network. And so make sure you go to sxilabs.com, sxilabs.com. So you took a negative, you had COVID, and you turned it into a positive, and you created. So you had COVID, but then COVID allowed you to now say, how can I create something that's going to elevate, plateau, and get people to a whole different dimension and another level, correct?
Absolutely. Yes, I did. I saw the opportunity and then I took it. So, and as a nurse, I mean, why wouldn't I, of course? So yeah, it's doing really well. I'm really really excited and proud of my company. I mean, I can't even believe it. It's like a dream.
Well, I too am very proud of you. I think it's awesome that you decided to even just step outside your box, because sometimes when we get comfortable at things, we stay in what we're comfortable with and we remain in that comfortability. And sometimes we miss out on the accountability. And the universe is calling us to do and to be something else. And we miss out on being what I would say accountable to the behest of the universe. The universe is calling us into something totally different. And you're sitting there like, I'm comfortable. And the universe is saying, but I got something else for you. But I'm comfortable. But the universe is saying, listen, you can still be comfortable, but now how about you allow me to get you to a position of being accountable, because I'm going to take you higher into something stronger, something greater. And again, taking a risk. So Shelly, the fact that you took the risk and started that company, I think that's extremely sexy.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Reggie.
You are certainly bringing sexy back, and you can start, which I got to end this segment with you. But that allows us to, so listen, start attracting what you want. That's what this whole show is about. Bringing sexy back, start attracting what you want. Listen, she attracted what she wanted, but she got it up here and it became a reality. Started a company of supplements, something she's never did before, didn't even have the experience. Yes, she had the knowledge in it, but she took the knowledge and she what we call application, implementation, which created some realization. And so now she has the manifestation. That is so awesome, Shelly. So before I let you go, is there anything that you want to say before you take off?
I just wanted to say thank you so much, Reggie, for having me on this show. What a great honor and pleasure it has been. And thank you for highlighting, women that take that chance, that are out there and they are confident and they are being sexy. So thank you again so much. And so all the women out there listening, you've got this. You can do it. Just go and be your sexy self.
Go. So go and I can't listen. I can't do the shoulder movement
You
like you.
can.
That was an amazing job, Shelly. Right, we're gonna do something for you. I'm gonna have my guy to play your commercial one more time so people can get that, and then I'm gonna say bye bye to you.
So
But we're gonna
much.
play your commercial one more time. This was so fun. I hope you had a great experience
Awesome.
on Reggie's Recess.
It was great. It was so much fun. You're awesome. Thank you.
Thanks. That wasn't the word that I
And
was
you
looking
are
for. That
sexy,
wasn't that
Reggie.
wasn't the word that I was looking for, Shelly. I was hoping you were gonna say instead of you're awesome, you're sexy, but it's
You
okay.
are. You're sexy. You're sexy. You are. All
We'll be
right.
right
Thanks
back
a
after this
lot.
commercial.
Okay. Take care.
SXI Labs was developed from the passion of our registered nurse and fitness nutrition expert. Backed by professional education, master's degree in nursing science and personal training for medically challenged patients. Our success is backed by science and experience with helping people reach a level of optimal wellness. From protein powder to immunity complex vitamins to much, much more, including collagen. SXILabs.com.
So listen, those of you I hear it all the time, Reggie, I really love your show. I just got a call last week. How can I be of a benefit to your show? How can I be an asset? Well, we do have a sponsorship that sponsors, and I'm going to show you just momentarily how you can become a sponsor. And it's very simple. There are 3 tiers that you can look at. Select one of those tiers, become a sponsor, and we'll be right back after this, and I'll talk more about how you can be a sponsor.
Hello. Thank you for watching and being a friend to Reggie's Recess. We're on a mission. Our goal is to empower 1 million women. It costs a great deal of money to keep this mission moving forward. We have created a wonderful opportunity for our viewers and friends to align themselves with us so that we can achieve this goal. Please consider making a conscious decision to be a supporter and sponsor. We have 3 levels.
Silver at $100. You'll receive a C. Regi Rogers signature one-man-woman t-shirt. Gold at $250. You'll receive a C. Regi Rogers signature one-man-woman t-shirt and baseball hat. Platinum at $500. You'll receive a one-man-woman baseball hat, t-shirt, a C. Regi Rogers book, and workbook entitled Love at First Spirit.
For your gift to the show and C. Regi Rogers' #1 relationship coach, you get a piece of the One Man Woman Tour memorabilia. Go to www.cregirogers.com, click on the link Sponsorship or Cash App, $CLOYDRODGERS. If you like our merchandise, you can actually order your t-shirts, hats, and books. Go to www.onemanwoman.com.
Hey, well, listen, if you want to be a sponsor, there's all your information. You can go to C. Regi Rogers, that's CREGI, Rogers, RODGERS.com, CRegiRogers.com. There you can be a sponsor. Click on the link that says sponsorship. Pick one of the tiers. You can be a silver, gold, or platinum. And with the silver, gold, or platinum, we will provide you with some memorabilia that was from the One Man Woman Tour. If you pick the platinum, you get the One Man Woman Tour hat, T-shirt, and you get the books and the workbooks. But for each tier that you select, there is a great gift that comes along. And then you might just say, hey, I just want to get some of the merchandise. Well, if you just want to get the merchandise, of course, you can go to onemanwoman.com. There you'll see our t-shirts. There you will see our hats just as well. That's onemanwoman.com, and it's spelled WON. One Man Woman, WON. There it is right there. MAN Woman Tour. onemanwomantour.com. There you can go and you can get hats. It's actually onemanwoman.com. It's actually One Man Woman. Just take the tour off. It's One Man Woman. That's what it is. Onemanwoman.com. And there you'll be able to get your hats. You'll be able to get your t-shirts, all of that good stuff if you just want some merchandise. And this is a great time to wear the merchandise because it's summer, and ladies, it will show that you are a one-man woman. And men, you can have that for your woman and show she's a one-man woman. Okay? You can order it, men, for your ladies, and ladies, order it for yourself. You show yourself you are a one man woman as well. It's been a great show today. I had a great guest today, and we've been talking about bringing sexy back. Start attracting what you want. It's so important to understand that there are universal principles and universal laws. Universal principles are principles that are constant. They don't change. These laws remain in place. What we understand now today is the law of attraction. So because of the law of attraction, we can literally start attracting what we want. The mind is a very powerful thing. The mind, if you utilize the mind correctly, this is all Shelly was talking about and myself today. We were talking about it starting from within and you owning it. So once you get to that place of owning what you want, then what you want will come to you. Once you get to that place of owning who you are, then everything else will just start. We talked about that paradigm. Things begin to shift because now you're in that position to be and to do and to have. You know, there was something that I thought about last week. I felt like at the end of my segments, I want to start creating some what we will call Regi's relationship recipes. And so I think that every week I'm going to try something new today. And what I want to do today is I want to give you what I call a Regi's relationship recipe. It's all about start attracting what you want. So those of you, are you ready for it? This is going to be something we're going to do. It's going to be new. I'm going to try it today. So a Regi's relationship recipe. Start attracting what you want. I think that if we were to put a recipe is something you mix up, and once you mix it up, you put it all together, and then once you put it all together, you create something that could be what we would say awesome, right? Well, cake has ingredients. So with ingredients, the whole objective is to make sure that these ingredients you follow them step by step. So the first thing I want you to do so that you can start attracting what you want is don't put your thoughts on what's missing. Don't put your thoughts on what's missing. Secondly, don't put your thoughts on what's always been. Don't put your thoughts on what's always been. Thirdly, don't put your thoughts on what others want for you. You see? Don't put your thoughts on what's missing. Don't put your thoughts on what's always been. And don't put your thoughts on what others want for you. When you shift, it creates an anticipation that you know that everything is getting ready to start working for you. That's what happens when you shift. That's why we're talked about that shift. So you can start attracting what you want, bringing sexy back. Don't put your thoughts on what's missing. Don't put your thoughts on what's always been. Don't put your thoughts on what others want for you. Let's create that anticipation so that you know that everything is working out for you. You can only act upon your thoughts when you get these higher thoughts from tapping into your deeper conscious. They then become expanded. So I close with this. I think being sexy is far more important for love and sex than beauty. Both being sexy and being beautiful enhance romantic attraction. But beauty is characterized as pleasing to the aesthetic senses. Sexy is defined as causing feelings of sexual excitement. Being described as sexy can be flattering if you are attracted to the person saying it. If not, it can be perceived as an insult. So, however you perceive it, it's up to you. Start attracting what you want, and we will be back next week with another show as we go further into this topic of bringing sexy back. All right. I will see you next week. So those of you who will hear me tonight on 87.9 Heat FM, thank you. Those of you who are watching me live on Facebook today, thank you. Those of you who will catch me on YouTube, thank you. And then those of you who will see us on the Win Network, thank you. I got to send some shout outs to Steven Sebo. He's our super producer. This is another Action Shot Productions. He makes us look good. He makes us sound good. But when we look good and sound good, we also feel good. So thank you, Steven, for allowing us to feel good because we look good. Action Shot Productions. You guys have a great day. We'll see you again next week.